Hey everyone, we're going to do another crappie jig today. Um, in the vise, I have a 3/32 ounce freestyle jig with a size 2 Mustad 32-500 skipjack hook, which I'll take it out of the vise here real quick. It's a sickle style hook, not quite as radical as the other sickle bends, but it's in that same category. They hold really well. This is a little bit heavier than the Eagle Claw Little Nasty. So we're going to get started here. Since we have no call or anything on it, I like to take a little bit of super glue brush on here and just hit the shank a little bit with that. And we're going to use UTC 70 denier. Actually, this is Ultra Thread 70 denier. I'm sorry. Ultra Thread 70 denier. I think it's the same company. And we'll get our base started. Of course, the color is white. The color of the jig head is purple Chartreuse. It's purple, candy purple with a Chartreuse top on it that I put on. And since we're using the 70 denier, I'm going to make a little bit heavier base than normal and go up and down twice. And we're going to stop down right at the hook point there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to use craft fur with this. And I'm going to take some Chartreuse craft fur that I already cut. This is going to be our tail. And I'm going to put this on the top first. And what we're going to do is about a hook shank and a half or so behind. Get that star. I wanted to get that one out of the way, since it's the hardest view and I have a hard time flipping this upside down, letting you see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I wrap that up a little bit higher than what I normally would for a tail material, but that's, again, just for to make it extra durable. If you have some few stragglers, don't worry about it. Just wrap them down. Get them lashed down. They'll be fine. So now I got my Chartreuse in. The next step is purple. I'm going to use some purple craft fur. And again, we're going to put it right with the, even it up right with the Chartreuse. And it'll work itself away right around the hook as you're tying it in, which is what's really nice about using the craft fur for this type of jig. Not to mention the action that it brings. You can let this sit dead under a float and that'll move around. This is why I like using it so much. So now we got our tail material tied in. The next step is we're going to add some flash. And this is UV pearl, which is almost like a violet color. It reflects the light purple, the UV in it, the UV treatment. So any light that hits it, the fluorescent lighting or sunlight, it'll reflect purple. And what I do is I put 2 strands in, make a couple wraps, and I fold it over. 2 more. Trim it just about the same length as our tail here, our craft fur. I'm going to do the same thing again because I'm going to have 4 on each side. a little bit. Then the reason I'm adding a little bit more flash than what I normally do is this UV pearl it's very subtle. So you're not going to overpower your jig with it. Not going to take away, make it unnatural or anything. It'll work really well with it. So now we got that. Our next thing is chenille. And this is just a plain white rayon chenille, medium size. I'll leave a link to the materials in the description. And we're just going to pull some fibers off the end there to give me that little thread sticking out. I'll always tie it in like that. I think it's better, but you could do it however you like. And we're going to start wrapping this. This is going to be a real simple jig, but it's very effective. And when you get about halfway up, you start double wrapping so you get a taper, since there's no collar on this to provide it. And right before you get to the head, you're going to triple wrap it. And we're going to leave a little gap right at the head there. For our collar. And trim our chenille off. And tighten it down. Now our last step is grizzly soft hackle. Soft hackle is a little bit different. Gives it more of like a hair appearance than regular neck hackle. So we're going to do that. We're going to tie it in by the tip. And what I like to do is just grab the tip here and just brush some of the fibers up back. I can get a hold of it. And it gives me something nice to tie onto right off. And because it's small, I'm going to use my hackle pliers to grip the stem. It's more so to tie it in. It's easier to tie in when you get close to the end when you're using the hackle pliers. So now you see I brushed them fibers back because with the soft hackle they don't stand out when you're wrapping. So you brush them back and it'll help you. You don't need a ton of wraps. Just enough till you get a nice collar on. Which I'm just about there. And the one nice thing with the small thread is you don't trap as many fibers down with it. So now that I got that in place, cut the stem. Be very careful this part. Pull my fibers back. Now this is also optional, this collar. I've tied a ton of these without any collar whatsoever and they work just fine. All I do is take the chenille right to the head. Now wet your fingers. Brush them fibers back a little bit and we're going to whip finish it. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. And we'll do it again. Do 4 this time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to take our snips. You ever find a pair of these cuticle trimmers? They work great for this light thread. And we're going to finish it off with a little bit of super glue brush on. And of course, we're going to take our bodkin and dip that in. And we'll go around just to get a little bit of glue on there. And that's it. That's our Chartreuse Purple Warrior Minnow. Very simple, easy to tie. Again, you don't need that Chartreuse collar. Let me get the forceps here so it's easier to see. Don't want to trap the flash down. Nice and easy and very effective. Great for stained water. Shows up. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.